Hey everyone, it's Abby. I wanted to make a Victorian nightgown to go under my late Victorian teagown or wrapper that I took to the Welsh Weekend at Trevor Hall. I've seen teagowns with fake gown fronts, but I wanted to have a full nightgown underneath. I found some great olive cotton on Etsy and some matching lace and buttons. So let's get sewing! I found a pattern for a Victorian lady's nightgown in the Voice of Fashion. Off camera, I drafted the pattern from the book using the system. It ended up quite a bit too long, which is better than too short. I lay out my doubled cotton fabric and pin the back and yoke pattern pieces on. I cut out the pieces with a 1/2-inch seam allowance. I pin the larger front pattern piece on doubled cotton. I cut that piece out too. I want puff sleeves that end at the elbow, so I start with pinning the sleeve pattern that I've already shortened on the doubled fabric. I cut out one side and move the piece over about 10 inches and cut out the other side. This will give me a generous puff. I need cuffs, so I use my rotary cutter to measure and cut 2-inch sections out. I add 2 rows of machine gathering stitches to the top of the front nightgown pieces. I need to gather and pin the front onto the bottom of the smaller yoke, as you see with the one I've already done. I pin the shoulders and along the side seams to attach the back to the front. I machine sew the gathered front to the yoke. I machine sew the shoulders up. I machine sew down the side seams. I trim, fold under the raw edges, and hand fell the seams. I measure, fold under, and pin my button placket on the front yoke edge. I cut some lace down for adding along the front. I'll be adding some of the wider flat above it as well. I pin and machine sew the front seam up to the edge of the placket I pinned. I hand whip stitch the placket down. This goes a bit further past the yoke. I add machine gathering stitches to lengths of my lace. I gather, pin, and hand sew the lace along the edge of the yoke in the front. I pin and hand sew the wide flat lace on top of that to hide the raw edges. I gather, pin, and hand sew lace along the back of the nightgown as well. I pin my collar pattern that I created for the tea gown to quadrupled cotton along the fold and cut out 2 collar pieces with seam allowance. I pin and machine sew the collar up. I flipped the collar right side out off camera and pinned some lace to it. I pinned and machine sewed the collar to the nightgown. I hand sew the lace to the top of the collar. I fold under raw edges on the inside, pin, and hand whip stitch in place. I whip stitch a small piece of cotton to cover lace raw edges along the front placket edge. I pin a strip of cotton along the edge of the lace in the back to cover lace raw edges and hand sew in place. I sew buttons along the front. I hand sew buttonholes along the opposite edge. I add 2 rows of machine gathering stitches to the top and bottom of my sleeve pieces. I machine sew lace along the edge to add to the sleeves. I pin, gather, and machine sew the cuff edge of the sleeves. I pin and machine sew the sleeve seams up. I cut, fold under raw edges, pin, and hand fell the sleeve seams up. I fold the cuff in place, pin, and hand whip stitch it up. I cut some of the sleeve lace cuff pieces in half and hand sew the seam edges up. You can see I've got 3 layers of lace on the sleeve. I really like this look. I gather the sleeve head and pin to the main body of the nightgown. I machine sew the sleeves on. I trim the seam of the sleeve and hand whip stitch to contain the raw edges. I gather, pin, and hand sew the 3 layers of lace to the backside of the cuff. It's time to shorten the nightgown. I place it on my mannequin and measure how much I need to cut off. It's about 8 inches too long. I lay out my nightgown and trim the 8 inches off the bottom of the hem. I fold under a small hem and hand whip stitch that in place. And there we have it, my completed Victorian nightgown. Thank you for joining me today as I made my Victorian nightgown to go under my wrapper for the Welsh Weekend. The nightgown was perfect for under my wrapper. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'll have videos of making the belt and the shoes for the tea gown and the other accessories I made for the weekend, so stay tuned for those. If you liked this video and want to see more sewing and costume videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Happy sewing! Okay, ooh, now it works. Now it works. Okay, you coming up, Diana? Come here, sweetie. Hold on me. Okay, there we go. Sipping. You sit. There we go. Sit. Sit. Oh. There's the sit. There we go. Oh, she's already settled. She's a sleepy girl. Oh, goodness. Can Mom get up? Oh, yes. Thank you.